our brother Dr. Ahmed from Toronto. He's got amazing research in eye surgery and glaucoma and things like that. So this is also to kind of share that some of the great work that Muslims have been doing. And one of the interesting things that I was reading, a lot of time we see that, hey, a lot of people wrongly connect Islam with what's happening in, Muslim world, quote unquote, right? And they think that, the backwardness or, the lack of technological innovation and what have you has something to do, with Islam. But if you really go deep down into it, you see all the political realm of things and whatever. But the main thing is that, there are many Muslims who are actually contributing in North America and so on and so forth. So that's Dr. Ahmed. Obviously, these are some of the founders of Bay Area startups, right? Again, coming from Muslim countries and, Muslims and so on and so forth. Rihan also is another brother. Okay, well, now if you want to move on into the Islamic space, Dr. Bilal, right? I mean, he's a convert to Islam. So you can imagine, I don't know, like a 20-year-old person learning Islam from scratch, not even knowing the Arabic alphabet. Alhamdulillah, now he has written over 50 books, runs an online university, on the ground university, massive, massive impact, right? So if you look at the history of a person and what background they come from, that's not really relevant to what you're able to produce. To get a women example as well, so we have balance. Dr. Farah Hashmi, some of you may know her, massive impact again. Okay, so these are some of the examples. Now, if you want to know more examples, I can inspire you and things like that. So here are some of the links that can actually give you more ideas on what are some of the problems that you can be solving and some of the impact that you can be making in the world. So this topic of inspiration, getting ideas from other people, what's happening in different areas, you can actually use these links to have an understanding of that. So that's just for your own studies if you want more inspiration. Okay, so if you really look at it, all of these people, they did not say, hey, you know what, I don't have the resources I need to make an impact in the area that I want to make an impact in. They were not successful in their first attempt. They had to keep trying, experimenting, learning from it, pivoting, and so on and so forth. And it wasn't like a roadmap. Okay, I want to do this. Here's my steps. No, you had to struggle. You had to keep trying again and again. It wasn't a very passive approach. Oh, I'm just in high school. I'm just in university. I'm just working. I have kids. No, they were actually looking at what they have, and what they were doing is actually managing what they had. So whatever resources they had, they were managing it really well. And whatever gaps they had, they were learning and building on top of what they had. And they were also collaborating to achieve a bigger impact. Okay, so far so good? Okay, so when it comes to managing, you have three things that you want to manage. One is your time, and a lot of people talk about time management, but at the same time, you also have to manage your focus. So if you are giving 1 hour to something, doesn't mean that you are actually giving 100% of your energy. So you have to actually manage your focus, and at the same time, energy as well. So the idea I'm trying to convey here is that if you give 1 hour, I give 1 hour, the actual contribution is not equal, because it depends on how much energy I'm also putting into it and how much focus I'm also putting into it. So along with managing time, we have to also manage focus and energy as well. Now, in order to do that, what needs to happen is for us to realize the importance of our time. So here's a good thing, right? So imagine if I were to say, hey, I'm going to give you $17 every day. Every day till you die, you'll be getting $17 or $1,700. You would start planning, right? Okay, I have $1,700. This is what I want to do in my life. I want to go on a vacation. I want to go on Hajj. I want to buy a house. I want to buy a new car. I want to donate to the MAPS, right? So you'll be planning accordingly. So the question is, how much do we value our time? If you value your time by $1, then you wouldn't care much. But if you value your time by, $1,700 an hour or $100 an hour or $1,000 an hour, you'll value your time more. The reason I have 17 is, imagine if you take 7 hours off sleeping, you're left with 17 hours. So the question is, how well are we investing those 17 hours? And that's also a question that we will be asked on the day of judgment. So as we have from the hadith by the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that we will not be able to move until we have answered these 5 questions. Right? How did we use our youth? How did we earn our money? What did we spend our money on? What did we do with the knowledge that we actually learned? So this is also something that we will be accountable for on the day of judgment. Okay, so now the question becomes, okay, am I really managing?